Now get out! Now get out!
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature. Scion of a robust bloodline. A philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot, or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper. Places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular. Its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought, like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Well, that's it for now, I think.
No.
Oh, before you go, how can I get...
Don't worry about it. We'll meet again, Mr. Reed.
Never trust a tourist advertisement. Never trust a tourist advertisement. Never trust a tourist advertisement.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me.
I am.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son...
I take it you're not the...
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police, but now... Those filthy migrants occupy half the...
So they're just...
Hard not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed.
Please forgive the question, but...
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. My father united...
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you.
What makes you think you...
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say... Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye.
You mentioned...
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence.
As much as I'm...
Find my son.
I've said everything I know.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it? Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed. The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you
It's okay.
Oh,
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis. We were here. This is our house. Barry was outside, on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... Okay. My head began to burst, and he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing, just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me,
That sounds familiar. Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was at or starve.
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay have mercy on his soul.
Who is this Kay you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, Detective, sir, tell me the truth.
I don't know yet, Will. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. Choo-choo. Ahem.
Glenna, Nehri, Glenna, Gebheil, Nugulina, Haftin.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. So, that's what an Innsmouther looks like. Five cards short of a full house. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
My head! I still hear those voices.
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
What's happening?
Okay, let's see what we have here.
What's happening?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee. So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
Join in, newcomer. Praise the sea with us. Join in, newcomer. Praise the sea with us.
While Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. There's something in the pocket. The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far. Won't budge. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed. It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our bloods. Tell me you know who did it.
I don't know exactly.
What kind of private...
A thorough one.
Fine. No one leaves the port until then.
You look familiar. But old Billy hasn't seen you around.
Oh, yeah. Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days. Oh, yeah.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Come.
You're some kind...
Yes, my dear.
Seems a little...
I...
Alright, how much?
Your money has no... And I'll make it easier for you.
Let's hear what my future...
Good. The sea will be generous in the coming...
I don't think I follow.
I see old and tall pillars. Circle...
Thank you.
You are...
Hey, knock it off! Welcome to Under the Key.
I'm looking for a man by the name...
Yeah, even if I...
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your... So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even...
Rock. That would explain the blood.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key.
Smart man. I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows where they arrived in the flood. Some say...
And?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. Remember, better to be a cat...
Bye.
What the? Get the... Oh.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. So I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much But that ape, he was out cold.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke me, covered in blood.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? When I spit...
No, I'm sorry.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against...
You mentioned a grand... Yeah, a new...
Okay. People, there's the carpenters who control most of the city's underworld.
And let me...
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the
I think I've got a...
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
It turns out I arrived here unprepared for business. You give me a little...
I knew you'd understand.
I tracked the murderer down, but he was a attacked by those things prowling the back alleys. And they tore him apart. It was that Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered in your son's blood. That may have attracted the beasts.
Are you certain the body is his?
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not some wild beast's.
Mr. Throgmorton,
Yes, but I digress. Remind me.
I was drawn here, or...
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. I funded an expedition to explore recent...
a geological...
I have reason to believe the flood.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of...
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture. A sleeping giant...
Her words exactly. She proposed...
You mentioned the flood.
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened?
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidental.
You think you're...
Is it so,
It,
Mr. Reed?
If I'm going to look into that...
I'll give you the address of the expedition.
That's all you can...
Let me be clear.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton.
I am a busy man. When you've finished, come see...
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, I'll also include a fare at... The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed.
crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brothers. No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return. Never again, they say. The door won't budge.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you, though, mister.
Sorry, but
You bang your head or
noise?
I expect my guests to be
Yeah.
Yeah?
You're not exact.
All these newcomers after the flood.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one's... I'm watching you, newcomer.
Guess I don't need the key. Someone smashed it beyond repair. Can't say I ever saw another shell like it. These samples glitter in a weird... Map of Cape Cod. It looks like there was something here, but it's been erased. Map of Cape Cod. It looks like there was something here, but it's been erased. Are a few damp papers all that's left of the expedition? Can't say I ever saw another shell like it. Guess this helmet's beyond repair.
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
We don't have time to picket. Stand back. I fatah me fe I regach I dagon.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Time to figure this out.
We don't have time to picket. Stand back.
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
I fatah me fe I.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Several men broke into the expedition headquarters. What they didn't smash, they burned. The archives, even the newspapers.
What's your problem?
The old papers are by the door. Take them and stop bothering me already.
I think you...
Aren't you a new...
Help me out here.
It's cold sleeping in the street.
Yeah.
Ah, so...
Do you still want that inner...
Oh, absolutely. We know that you're the...
I'm a former Navy diver. Served on the USS Cyclops and, well, after the war, I found myself in Boston. I've been a private eye ever since.
Oh, a brave sailor. Well, I imagine you'll get accustomed to local life easily. We have plenty of water around here. Maybe we'll have the chance to work together later. Who knows? And now the big question. Why are you here? What brought you to Oakmont?
Currently, I'm tracking down the source of the psychic phenomenon that's been causing madness and visions all across the country.
Yes, it affected people here, but we were much more concerned with the flood, though Robert Throgmorton sent an expedition.
Yeah, and then hired me to find it. Ironic, don't you think?
I think that's
My pleasure. See you later.
Ah! 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 Thank Kay. At last. Hey, help! Help!
What's going on?
Sea creatures. Swarmed over the piers. I hid here, but these walls won't stand up to them. Please help me.
What creature?
Wild beasts.
I'm looking for Captain Sanders. I've dealt with the creatures. Now, tell me about Sanders.
He got back several hours ago. Those things, they came because of him.
What happened on the Titania?
It was horrible. A damn massacre. I heard the shots. I went out. I saw the whole thing. Sailors bleeding, dying. Blood hit the water, and then... well... then the wild beasts came to feast.
This Sanders. What kind of man is he?
Newcomer. He seemed like a decent guy. Okay, captain. Treated his crew well.
I gotta find Sanders. Where is he?
Saw him get away. Just after the shooting. Ran for the pier. Didn't see where he went after that.
Did you see anyone else from the expedition?
No. Only Sanders. I'd bet my life no one else made it back.
They emptied every chamber. Still stinks of burnt powder. Shot dead. Point blank. The monsters sure didn't leave behind much. Gotta be out of your head to do this to a man. They were in high spirits, and plenty of them were drinking. Cape Cod. There were marks here, but they've been erased. This would be a weird artifact in any collection.
more drink. All we've seen. And you telling me we ain't allowed rum?
To the mayor with you! Die! Die! You can't take me! Eat this!
Let's get a handle on what actually happened here.
No more drink. All we've seen. And you telling me we ain't allowed rum?
To the mayor with you! Die! You can't take me! Eat this!
For whatever reason, the crew went berserk. Only one man got away.
The mayor's cursed these days.
Damn newcomers.
Hey, knock it off! Look for your sins. treating you like cheaper than the rest.
Patient or visitor? Hold on. Let Dr. Grant get. A visitor.
My head?
Well, you're the...
I'm looking for a man.
I've got a trauma unit.
Okay,
Sir, I really don't have time for...
It looks like hard work in the...
Well, yes, actually. But it may result...
I'm prepared to face men and beasts.
Ah, I can see it in your eyes. Well, one concerns the multi-handed creatures, and the other...
What have you found?
One of my patients saw them in his nightmares.
Those hideous wretches seem almost...
Jim Bells, a patient of mine, was admitted to hospital. Here's the address.
Bye.
Be safe. We don't have any free beds left.
Scratch me. Please, please. Just here. This itching is driving me insane.
Yeesh.
Some psycho in a bar brawl.
I'm just looking for...
Captain Sanders. Never...
That's funny. The records say you were admitted for an axe wound, just like a certain Captain Sanders got in the port map.
Oh,
I'm asking the...
Yeah, well...
Charles Reed. I'm a newcomer.
We had them, my crew and I. And during the expedition, the dreams.
I think it'd be an understatement to say your expedition met with disaster.
There are things that should never be found, Mr. Reed. Maybe they'd still be alive.
Tell me what happened on the last dive.
We had a system. In the end, I sent a team to check. They returned.
Did you know Albert Throgmorton?
Albert?
No. He didn't make it.
I don't know,
You've got a good reason for leaving.
You weren't there. We saw... things.
I was on the Titania before I...
To stop them from rioting. To save them.
So, the diving did a number on your crew.
I don't know. They were calm.
What were you looking for?
The cause of all this. The stone. The scientists found cracks on the seabed.
The ocean floor splits open, and that means...
We spent days over the cracks.
Could you take me out to where the last dive took place?
No.
I'm a Navy diver, Captain. And with all the...
I don't care. I'm not...
Do you know where I can get a good diving suit?
My men got theirs from a local...
Where's the logbook from the Titania?
Well, I had it with me, but I was all out of it by the time I...
Get better soon.
You're the man who handled the problems in...
You?
Ah, a fellow...
Charles Reed.
Sure.
Why are you looking for a ship log?
Maybe I'll tell you when the job is done.
In my line of work. What can you tell me about the problem?
Mostly rumors.
It could be rest...
I wouldn't waste...
Good. See you later.
Fresh fish. Just caught, mister.
This wouldn't even hold air for a minute. I'm not trusting my life to a rusty suit. The chemical lamps are nearly spent, but I reckon I can still follow them. This stone isn't natural. Could it be a statue? The scientists didn't even take their tools with them.
Gods lean over us. Gods crawl in us. God. To have marked me as their aphid.
The suits are all cut up. A ritual knife and a cult sign. I think I better show Mr. Throgmorton.
Sancta Mare, be
Hark, he comes! The sacred full-bellied bearer of splendor. Take me, make me, I beg you.
Bearer of what? Cut the horse crap.
Nonsense! Wake, you holy worm. You see now, do you? The splendid horror of the truth.
Sancta Mare, be our eyes.
A ritual knife and a cult sign. I think I better show Mr. Throgmorton.
Perfectly preserved artifact. Was it the focus of their worship?
We enter the temple the moment they take the key seal. Get ready to cut up their diving suits. Forget them! Get the seed and the seal now!
Okay. What? It's shivering. This... No! Get away from me!
I think I'm starting to get the picture.
We enter the temple the moment they take the key seal. Get ready to cut. Forget them! Get the seed and the seal now!
Okay. What? It's shivering. This... No! Get away from me!
We enter
to the temple the moment they take the key seal. Get ready to cut up their diving suits.
Kay? What? It's shivering.
Forget them! Get the seed and the seal now!
The expedition found an artifact that drove them mad. And then the Innsmouthers stole it and the professor in one go. The door won't budge. door won't budge. Makes this place feel more like home. I miss Boston already.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
I've got news, Mr. Throgmorton. The expedition members are alive. They're on the seabed in the sunken ruins, some sort of ancient temple. They have enough air, but we need to hurry.
What happened?
Captain Sanders abandoned them, sailed away from the dive point. The fear, the visions, they got to him.
Sanders. I'll see that he doesn't have long to regret his cowardice.
I'm afraid that's not all. The Innsmouthers took the expedition's discoveries and kidnapped the professor.
What?
The Innsmouthers, they knew about the temple. They waited there, hiding until the professor took what the Innsmouthers call the seal.
But how did they manage to catch my scientists off guard?
It seems that after the seal was taken from its place, everyone in the expedition suffered some kind of mental breakdown. The Innsmouthers must have known about that, waited for the right moment. Then they made off with Professor Doe and the artifact.
Drock! The Innsmouthers! Do you have proof they were involved?
One of the attackers was killed by a member of the expedition. I have a photo.
My expedition failed. My boy was killed. This is more than personal, Mr. Reed. This is a threat to everyone.
They have Harriet, and the artifact she found, but she may still be alive.
That's why I hesitate to wipe their fish-faced kin from Oakmont this instant. But find them, Mr. Reed. Not the grunts, but their leaders.
I'm looking into the madness, not politics and power games.
And your best source of information is currently in the Professor. There's also a more...
I can be delicate when...
I have a colleague.
I'm a detective, Mr. Throg.
I don't care for your insinuation, Mr. Reed. I had a meeting arranged with her, but one of great importance, shall we say.
Sounds simple enough.
Very good, Mr. Reed. There is one final detail. This case must remain secret, and you must not...
Discretion is my...
Indeed. Here is Herbert's address and an advance for your invest.
Have a good day.